faced with an impossible choice at Walmart this week to buy diabetic socks or food. Every diabetic knows that proper socks prevent ulcers, infections, and ultimately amputations. So Robert's choice was really about going hungry or potentially losing his toes or feet. 85% of diabetic amputations are preventable with proper care. ODSP is legislated poverty, as we all know. Low rates means that Robert is an expert at stretching a dime into a dollar, but still, it isn't enough. When will the Premier listen to experts and double ODSP to lift people with disabilities out of poverty and to save people like Robert from losing his limbs?
Minister of Children, Community and Social Services.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for the question. Mr. Speaker, I just want to remind every single Ontarian of the decisions that have been made by this government. Mr. Speaker, we have made the largest increase to ODSP rates in decades. Further than that, Mr. Speaker, we have increased the income threshold from $200 to $1,000 so that more Ontarians can keep more money in their pockets. Mr. Speaker, every single decision that we've made, you'll hear time and time again the members from opposite, both parties, talk about affordability for Ontarians, yet when it comes to actually supporting and doing something about it, they vote against it, Mr. Speaker. It's always when the lights are on, the camera's rolling, they'll say one thing, but when it comes to action, Mr. Speaker, this is the lights, camera, no action party, Mr. Speaker. We will stand up for every single Ontarian, Mr. Speaker. We will make sure that no one is left behind in this province. That now means, Mr. Speaker, the NDP has to stand up and tell the people of this province why they continue to vote against every single measure.
Order. Supplementary question.
Thank you, Speaker. Over 1 million Ontarians are being left behind by this government. They're living on ODSP, and that number continues to grow. As reflected in their flawed budget, this government's minuscule changes to ODSP is not enough, simply not enough. When Robert is choosing between food and medical necessities, that tells me it's not enough. ODSP barely covers a few pairs of socks a year. I don't know about the Premier, but I need to change my socks daily. Why does this government insult people living with ODSP by insisting that they get a job? They're telling them to go back to work, even as the ODSP application process tells them to describe their disability in detail. Why?
Minister of Children, Community and Social Services.
Mr. Speaker, and I thank the honourable colleague again for the follow-up. Mr. Speaker, again, I just want to remind a member, here is what they voted against. The increase to support for Ontarians on the ODSP, the largest increase in decades. They voted against it. Okay. Aligning it to inflation, which as of July 1st will further increase supports for Ontarians, they voted against it. The $200 limit, which was increased to $1,000 so that more Ontarians who can and are able to work can get out there and earn more. Mr. Speaker, what did they do? They voted against it. Again, every single measure that this finance minister has put forward, not just in this recent budget, not in the fall economic statement, the budget before that, every single measure that we put forward to make life more affordable for Ontarians, Mr. Speaker, the NDP votes against. So they'll say one thing here in the House, Mr. Speaker, but I'll assure Ontarians, you have nothing to worry about. This side of the House and the majority medal